Face to the screen again, fellow slaves. Glad to have you back here on the channel. This is a post review of the Makita circular saw that I posted a video about the other day. I've recently picked up a couple subscribers, or even just one subscriber. I don't have very many, so I do appreciate all of you. Anyway, this saw, I like it in general. It's got a lot of great qualities, but a couple things that are just really annoying about it. So it started off with a really small lever, like that only came up to about here. It's like about the size of a piece of candy corn. And I want to be able to give her the old reach around. I like to be able to use my finger here to hold that open while I'm cutting something. Noise alert. But so I made this nice big, I forged that. It was going to be like a glazing tool, kind of like a putty knife, but it didn't work out. I made it too thin, so I ended up using it for this instead. I bend it around the corner. You can see it fits down in that slot on my finger, and then the screw secures it. I kind of want to reshape it a little bit more, refine it a little bit. Anyway, that's the one improvement I've already made. Now, the other one is really more important, actually. I think that this thing that came with it is just not marked properly. Like, it's supposed to show your degree angle when you pivot the table to be able to make like a 45-degree cut or a 22.5. So when this was affixed already by these two screws, you see the screw there and the screw up here, and the holes are slotted, so it's got room for adjustment. But when I made it perfect on 0, it would be pretty close on 22.5. By the time you got to 45, you'd have to set it like 2 degrees past 45 for it to actually make a 45-degree cut. And I was determining that by, making a cut and using my speed square to see what angle I've got. So now I've actually got it at 45. The saw is set at 45 right now. It's kind of hard to maybe use the camera to show you exactly that it's perfect. But anyway, I bought an engraving tool. So I now have the chore of going and making actual accurate marks on this thing for myself, so that way when I use it in the future, it's going to be perfect. And like I said, if those things are affixed by those screws, if that thing was affixed by those screws, what's to say it's not going to vibrate loose and then give you a bad measurement? And like I said, the main problem is that when you would set it to 0, it was accurate, but then when you set it, by the time you got all the way up to 45 degrees, it was inaccurate. So it just means to me that these marks are improperly placed on this piece of metal. And look how fat these marks are. That's at least a degree thick. That's a fat mark. Like, that's not accurate. You can put it anywhere in that black range there, and I guess that's 22.5. It could be 21.5, or it could be 23.5. Like, that's a huge mark. So that's probably going to just get thrown away. I'm going to have to go through painstakingly and actually cut the wood, make sure I've got the right angle, and then mark each spot at least enough for me to be able to use it later and have a good point of reference, because this is permanent. And it's a nice table. Look at this magnesium table. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece of magnesium. Very robust. Very nice tool in most regards. It's just a couple little things like that that bother me. And of course, you're going to have trade-offs when you go from a corded saw to a battery-powered saw, because they have to make room for the batteries. The handle's a different shape, and it's a little bit further away. I wish that the handle was closer. Like, they could have brought the handle over to here. That would bring me like 3/4 of an inch closer to this. That way I'd be easily able to reach over and get a hold of that. Which, like I said, I've already solved that problem because I'm a man and I have a forge. And I'm not really the greatest blacksmith, but I can make stuff work. And I really don't have a whole lot more to say about this saw in this video. More or less just that my friend said, take it back, send it back, it's no good. Well, even if I sent it back and got a different one, that thing would still have the marks in the wrong spots. So, fuck, what do? I'd man up and fix it myself. Because all these guys would end up doing if I sent it back to them was just put it back in the box and send it out as remanufactured. They just like stamp a R on it somewhere, put it in a plain cardboard box and sell it to some other guy that doesn't know any better or doesn't care as much. I mean, I know I'm being picky, but I do want it to be able to go to whatever degree I want at a moment's notice. When I want to change this, I want to know that I'm setting it to 45 degrees, not 47 degrees or 43. So I think I've rambled enough. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again to all the new subscribers and all the new viewers. Don't forget to face the screen, like, comment, share, subscribe, and all the et ceteras, et ceteras.